All right, so last week we had a great week as far as predictions go for week 2. Coming into week 3, I think this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. It gets a little bit more challenging because some of the matchups are very interesting and some of the matchups are, maybe one-sided. As we get into Thursday night, obviously we got Miami going against the Bills. This will be Bills at home. We see that the trajectory that the Bills are going in, and Miami has not been doing good at all. So I think in this one it's very easy. Although the spread's saying 11.5, they had the spread wrong last week. It was 5.5 against the Jets. Obviously, we know what the Bills won by. I'm going to take the Bills here by 3 touchdowns at home against Miami. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. Getting into your Sunday games, obviously you got Green Bay at Cleveland. I do think that this will be an interesting one, of course. Green Bay having a great season. The defense, right? The Browns have not been a good team. Once again, coming into week 3, nothing's really changed. So, yeah, as far as with Green Bay, I will go ahead and just take them by a touchdown there because even though, the Green Bay defense is good, we seen that Jordan Love had some dropped interceptions last week. And, we got to really see what's going on with that offense there and whether or not they can keep things going. But I will take Green Bay heading into week 3 by a touchdown. Getting into the Colts and the Titans. Now, I think this is going to be a very interesting one. There's 3 games that I'm picking out of week 3 that I think are going to be very significant, and this is one of them. I know a lot of people aren't really going to pay much attention to, the Colts and the Titans, but I think this is a very good matchup, especially for Cam Ward, once again, being at home, going against the Colts and Daniel Jones. I think this will be an at-home game, obviously, for Tennessee, where they have the advantage and take the win. So I'll go ahead and take them by a field goal there. Instead of the Colts getting the 3.5, I'll go ahead and give the Titans that 3.5. Then after that, it's going to be the Bengals and the Vikings, right? Bengals going against the Vikings. Joe Burrow is out. We don't know what's going to happen with Joe. There's been talks of trading and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's really wild as far as what's happening with Joe Burrow. But then on the flip side, right, the Vikings also have their issues. So this is another one that's probably going to be one that you definitely want to pay attention to because it's really up in the air. Although I will give Minnesota the advantage because they have the stronger defense. So I'm fine with taking, Minnesota by the points there at home just because it's one of those weird games where you don't know what's going to happen. There's too many issues at quarterback. After that's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus New England Patriots. This is, once again, another good one. Like I said, this week is very difficult, when you're looking at just to find opportunities if, you're looking to pick, make your picks. But I'll go ahead and take Pittsburgh in this one. I do think that Aaron Rodgers and that defense is going to have a better opportunity against Drake May. They bring that pressure, stop the run. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will have a good game there. In Foxborough. So I'll go ahead and take Pittsburgh by a touchdown there. After that, once again, this is going to be another one of those games that I think is going to be very significant. Getting into the Rams and the Eagles. Now, there's so much, hype. There's so much controversy right now with these Eagles, right? Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. We know the story. We understand what they're capable of, and we also respect their talent. But I really think this is going to be the game that really tells us where the Eagles are going to go. Because, yeah, you look good week 1. You look interesting in week 2. But getting into the Rams, I think this is where you're going to have a true fight. And I'm kind of leaning towards the Rams in this one because I think this is where we're going to kind of see that turn as far as with that Rams defense against this Eagles on the run and the pass. They bring that pressure. You force Hurts to stay in that pocket. You maybe get a couple sacks. That kind of changes the game and as far as creates more opportunities for that offense to score on the Rams side. I'm going to take the Rams there in an interesting one by 7. After that's going to be the Jets and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take Tampa Bay at home. I like what Baker Mayfield's doing. I respect Justin Fields and this Jets team. I just don't think they're ready yet. So I'll take the Buccaneers there by the points as well, take them by a touchdown. After that, it's going to be the Raiders and the Commanders. Raiders, Geno Smith having a tough last week, 3 interceptions. It did not look good. For the Raiders. I'm not sure Geno Smith is going to be the guy. I'm just not. With that said, I'm going to take the Commanders here for give me the field goal there. Commanders by a field goal. After that's going to be the Falcons in Carolina. I'm going to take the Falcons, like I said, and I'll keep saying it. Something's got to drastically change for the Panthers. That's just the reality of it. I'll take Atlanta by a touchdown there. Getting into the Jags, right? Jags and the Texans. Is this going to be a bounce back game for the Texans, right? They're 0-2. What's going on down there? This is another situation where Jags are at home. Texans, right, trying to, get back on the good foot. They're 0-2. You need a game. You need a strong victory. I do think that they may get a win here on the road. I'll take them by a field goal there. As far as Denver and Los Angeles, Chargers and the Broncos, I think this would be a very good game, right? Bo Nix, that Denver defense, Herbert, who's been on a monstrous comeback season with his Chargers team. They got Chargers at home by 2.5. I'm not mad about it, but I think I'll give Herbert a little bit more respect in this one as far as, putting up the points. I'll take them by a touchdown there. Getting it to the Saints in Seattle. I mean, we know what's going on with the Saints. Give me Seattle at home by 14. Dallas and Chicago. Now, this one's a little interesting, right? They're saying the Bears at home by 1.5. And that's probably because the Dallas Cowboys defense has not been playing well. I mean, it's been some close games. There's been some moments, but are we going to say that Micah Parsons leaving has caused a significant issue with the chemistry in this defense? I could say so. But with that said, I just don't think that Chicago is really good in these close games, in these close scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas there by a field goal. And then as far as with the Cardinals and the 49ers are 1.5 at home. I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad. I think San Francisco will take it there by a field goal as well. Then getting into KC and the Giants. If you lose this game, what kind of conversation is Chiefs Kingdom having? What kind of conversation are we having about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce if the Giants win this game at home? KC's favored by 5.5. You got the over under 45.5. So they do expect it to be a high scoring game with the Chiefs winning by a potential touchdown. So it's kind of crazy to see this because you would expect it to be like a 14-point favorite or even a 10-point favorite for Kansas City with such high points. But once again, this is a, Sunday night game. Who knows what's going to happen? Like I said before, I don't think Kansas City is going to be doing too well this season, and they may not make it to the playoffs. Could this be a trap game? Could it be? I'd hate to think so, right? My heart's saying maybe the Giants can pull this off, but my logical mind is saying you got to go with Kansas City. So I'm going to take Kansas City by 7. After that, it's going to be probably one of the most significant games. Like I said, this will probably be my third game of significance this week. Lions and the Ravens. I think this is very, very strong considering what happened with these Lions last week. They played lights out. Yeah, they had little issues, but they balled. And then, of course, the Ravens, same thing. They balled out. Absolutely destruction of the Browns. You've got Baltimore at home favored by 4.5. The over-under is 52.5. This is going to be a game, and I do think this is going to be one of those situations where it comes down to, one play. It comes down to who makes that one significant play, that punch-out fumble or that big pick in a significant moment to kind of change the tide or change the momentum as far as who can win this one. As far as, the situational awareness in this game for the Ravens, I think they're going to be a little bit more hungry, but we can't discredit what Dan Campbell will do in a significant moment when they need to pick up a first down. And so is the Ravens defense going to be ready for that? That's the question. I will say, though, this is one that can go either way. And that's why it's a 4.5 instead of a 5.5 or a 6.5. I will give the Lions, though, the benefit of the doubt because I feel like this is going to come down to a significant moment and Lamar may throw an interception. Ravens fans, don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you my opinion. I think this is going to be one of those games. And I'll take the Lions by a field goal. So there you go. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if I'm crazy. Drop it in the comments down below. We'll chop it up. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out.